Hey, what's up? I'm Kyle, and I'm gonna be reviewing Andrew and Bessie funding. Um, I've taken over $100,000 worth of courses in my time, and I've learned a lot from all of them. And I've never really been scammed by a course. Lots of people are hesitant to take courses because they think they're all scams. But every course has taught me something, and if I didn't succeed at what they were teaching me, it was usually on me because they didn't follow through. But because of all those courses, I have landed on a business model that I do, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. It's basically what I do to make money is I build 1 to 5 page websites and rent them out to business owners, but I'll talk about that later in the video. So Andrew and Bessie is talking about business funding and getting 0% interest funding. And it sounds like he does most of it through getting introductory rates with credit cards. Now, if you are trying to get into a business model that requires a lot of upfront funding, then these strategies are going to be very useful to you because, building a big project and building a big business does require a lot of upfront capital, and that is such a huge help if you could find funding for 0%. And this guy's got pretty good reputation. He's worked with Ryan Pineda and several other big people that endorse him. And there's no, it's not a big secret what he does. It's just that he's charting the path for you, and it's making it more clear. So it's worth it to invest in what he has to teach because, if you need the funding for a business model, you're going to want these strategies in your back pocket. But anyways, the business I do does not require basically any funding really. I basically build little 1 to 5 page websites and rent them out to business owners. Costs me $15 a month per site or a little bit more or less, right? Not much overhead. Anybody could whip together a website for free, even if you wanted to use WordPress. But let me tell you what I do. So basically, you don't have to be a junk removal company in Portland in order to build a website called junkremovalportland.com. Well, that's exactly what I do. I don't have a junk removal company in Portland, but I build a website, a little shitty 1 to 5 page website called junkremovalportland.com, and I add 1 to 5 pages on it. And once I get it ranking with some simple SEO, I start getting business listings on Google, Yelp, Bing, Apple Maps, and places like that. And then once I have all that done, phone calls start coming in to the little tracking number I have on my website. People calling for junk removal services in Portland. So that little tracking number I have on my website is a little fake dummy number I was able to get through a website called CallRail, and I'm able to control who those calls forward to. So when I first get the site up and it's starting to get calls, I have all the calls forward to my voicemail. I don't answer them or anything like that. But while they're forwarding to my voicemail, I'm calling junk removal companies in Portland and saying, hey, I got this website. It's getting a bunch of calls for junk removal in Portland. Would you like to try them out for 7 days? I'll send you all the calls that I get, and we'll see at the end of 7 days if you want to make a deal. Send them the calls for 7 days, and usually at the end of 7 days, they're like, holy shit, I just closed like 5 new jobs that came from you. How can we keep this going? So I work out a deal with them. Depending on how many calls I'm sending them, I could charge them anywhere from $750 flat a month to $1,500 a month. I usually like to do flat fees because it's just easier and more passive. If I'm having to count up every lead I send them every month, it's harder to scale because every month you're bogged down with tracking the amount of actual leads they got, and they're going to fight with you. Ooh, I won't dig into that. But anyways, I charge them a flat fee a month, $750 or $1,500 depending on the call volume. And after they're hooked up, it's 98% passive, because the only reason it's not 100% passive is because sometimes their credit cards decline and I have to call them and get new credit card information, blah, 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 blah. And if a client for whatever reason closes down business and they don't want the leads anymore, I have to call up and find a new business owner. But that rarely happens. I still have my first client I got 5 years ago. Paying me every month on autopilot, and it's the best business model I've ever come across. So if you're looking at Andrew and Bessie and you're thinking of funding a big project and potentially putting yourself in a lot of risky debt, if that sounds like a bit too much to you, you should check out this business model. It's very low barrier to entry. If you have questions about it, shoot me an email. I have my email in the description, and I also have a link to a course that taught me how to do all this. So I highly recommend this course. It's the best course on this business model out there. And you can just look at the videos and the content on the sales page. It'll give you some ideas about how it works, and there are videos that will explain more in depth. So check it out. Email and link in the description. And this has been a review of Andrew and Bessie Funding. Good luck on your making money online journey.